Heroes of the Storm is becoming one of Blizzard's top games. This is in part due to the success of its other franchises, while also being able to set a foot in the MOBA market. Heroes are taken from titles such as Diablo, StarCraft and Warcraft. Being able to pick huge characters is what fuels the game for many, while others complain their favorite legend is still missing. I roam around in between, there are heroes I really want in the game. This list is made for you. If your favorite is still not added, chances are you'll find them here. Let's see who the top 10 Blizzard legends we want in Heroes of the Storm are. Alexis Cove was a Vice Admiral in the United Earth Directorate. He spent most of his military career in top secret research, striving to push the limits of conventional technology to increase the effectiveness of troops in warfare. Stukov was executed by his own faction, but his death was temporary, as he was captured by the Zerg, resurrected and infested. He is a very uncommon support as he lacks the healing output of most, which he compensates in attack and utility. He also debuffs his enemies rather than empowering his allies, and can mimic enemy heroes' strongest abilities. Auriel is the Archangel of Hope, and a member of the Angitis Council. The most beloved of all angels, it is she who leads the sweet chorus of the high heavens. Patient and wise, Auriel lacks the headstrongness of Imperius and the battle-proneness of Tyrael, but is able to behold harmony even amongst chaos. A strong healer support, the Archangel is bound to empower her allies through buffs and life-returning spells. She can also heal throughout the battlefield with a Hymn of Hope, and can bind her enemies to their place with the might of the heavens. Ragnaros the Fire Lord is an incredibly powerful elemental lord and master of all fire elementals. He once ruled over his minions from deep inside the fiery core of Blackrock Mountain. Recently, he seeks to raise havoc again, by burning Nordrassil, the Kaldorai World Tree, a feat that would ultimately be halted by the heroes of Azeroth in coalition with Malthael, Rune Totem and the demigod Cenarius. An extremely damaging specialist, Ragnaros' strength is the ability to deal immense area damage in a short notice. He can also stun structures while quickly dispatching minions, turning into a proficient lane pusher. He is however slow and vulnerable to be picked by aware enemies. Deckard Cain was a Horadric scholar, well versed in obscure lore and history of the arcane. Known as the last of the Horadrim, he continued his people's legacy by becoming a storyteller with immense esoteric power. He would ultimately be slain, yet, before succumbing to his wounds, he restored a weapon of vast power that proved to belong to Tyrael, the Archangel of Justice. A non-healing support, Cain is arguably the strongest utility hero to be added. His Horadric powers guide his way, and he can scout the map from within his mind, while buffing allies and weakening enemies.
The Horde needs its true Warchief, now more than ever.
Yes, but it was you that held the Horde together during this madness. It was you that protected our honor. From this day forward, Vol'jin, if you lead, I will follow.
I am not worthy. But I will give my all for the Horde.
The Warchief is an exquisite shadow hunter. Although he cannot heal himself like many of his kin, he is an extremely offensive hero that turns enemies vulnerable, while poisoning them with his snake-like abilities. His connection to the Darkspear Loa, Buon Samdi, allows him to raise the spirits of the dead in his aid, proving to be an all-around threat in the battlefield. Fenix was a Protoss Zealot and Praetor of the Protoss Defense Forces. He personally led his fellow warriors into battle against those who call themselves the enemies of the Protoss Empire. Revered by his warrior brethren, he was dubbed the Steward of the Templar. His body was ravaged by the Zerg, but he managed to live on, transplanted into a Dragoon, only to seek his final demise at the hands of Sarah Kerrigan, the Queen of Blades. Fenix's gameplay is based on two forms, Protoss and Dragoon. As he dies in one, he quickly returns to the other. As a Zealot, he empowers his shield to stand against the mightiest of foes. As the mechanical unit, he is fast and deadly, shooting missiles at his enemies. Once, Neltharion the Earth Warder was one of the 5 dragon aspects and leader of the Black Dragonflight. He was empowered by the Titans with dominion over the Earth and the deep places of Azeroth. Driven mad by the old gods, he turned against the other aspects during the War of the Ancients. Recently, he attempted to destroy the world as he created his own brood, the Twilight Dragonflight. He was stopped, but the cataclysm reshaped the surface of Azeroth forever. The Destroyer is a tanky warrior that shields himself passively and can't forfeit that protection in turn of health. Ultimately, he morphs into his dragon form, becoming extremely mobile and damaging, while being able to ignore all the physical barriers in the battlefield. Malthael was a former member and leader of the Angiris Council. Once the Archangel of Wisdom, with the Worldstone's destruction, Malthael disappeared and embodied death, re-emerging ultimately as its angel. He suffered a very agonizing death at the hands of the Nephilim, in which the consumed souls were set free at the cost of the angel's body. Diablo, consumed by the Reaper, was also able to escape, being now resurrectable again. As a hero, Malthael is a very damaging assassin that can heal himself with the souls of slain enemies.
Slaves!
The Redeemer of the Orcs is arguably one of the strongest Orcish weapon masters that ever existed. Manaroth's blood running through his veins corrupts him, and his skills are based on this. Succumbing to bloodlust, he turns into one of the deadliest assassins in the Nexus, able to dispatch a few of his foes before falling to his own wounds. His recklessness turns him into a mighty killing machine.
Yeah, give me a sec. I'm coming up with 32.33, repeating of course, percentage of survival.
Oh, that's a lot better than we usually do.
Alright, chums up.
Ready, guys?
Let's do this. Leroy Dragons!
Oh my god, he just ran in. Save him!
Oh geez, stick to the plane!
Oh Jesus, let's go. Stick to the plan, Chubs.
Stick to the plane!
Oh gee, oh fuck.
Leroy Jenkins is also a prone specialist. However, his recklessness turns him into a threat of different sorts. While he can clear lanes pretty fast and empower his own attacks, opening avenues for his companions, he is also extremely uncareful and can easily damage his allies.
I can do that. Be happy to. Something need doing? What you want? Work. Okie dokie. Ready to work. Huh? Okay. Yes. Get 'em! I'll try. What? Me busy. Leave me alone. No time for play. Me not that kind of orc.
Weak and puny such is the Peon, yet may he not be versed in armed combat, he can build structures faster than any other. Not attacking directly, the Peon is able to build towers and burrows that can attack his enemies and defend his allies. He can also repair structures, but he need lumber, that which he'll collect from dead corpses. He's still an orc, remember? While the picks are made, keep in mind this is a subjective matter. Do you agree? Would you like to see added? Tell me in the comments below. If you liked, come on, you liked it, didn't you? Please subscribe to my channel to help me create more content like this in the future. As English is not my native tongue, I make some mistakes while recording. See you next week, stay tuned for the bloopers. This is in part due to his body was ravaged by the Zerg, but he managed to live on. Transplanted. Ragnaros, the Fire Lord, once ruled over his minions from deep inside the fiery core of Blackrock Mountain.